is Haley Dawson, and we're here with Books and Beer. Today we'll be talking with Jay Palmer, but before we introduce him, we're going to have a brief intro to the Vikings Trilogy. What made you write the Vikings Trilogy?
My concept was, what would a Norse warrior who truly believed in Odin and Valhalla, how would he go about dying? Because that's very important to him. Now, Eric is 45 years old, and he has been a Norse warrior all of his life, and he has reached that point where he's realized that his fighting skills are never going to get any better, and he wants to go to Valhalla now, while he's still at the prime of his fighting and is going to be a champion warlord forever.
What can readers hope to learn from the Vikings Trilogy?
My readers, by the time they are done, they will know Norse mythology the way a Tolkien fan knows Middle-earth. My mythology comes straight from the Prose Edda and the Eldar Edda.
Jay Palmer, how is the Vikings Trilogy different from other stories?
My stories are driven by real characters. That's what I tried to go for. I didn't write about the kings and the princes and the queens of England. They've been done to death. And in my company, there is, among the men, there's a representative of each of the three faiths that were fighting over the Northumbia for hundreds of years. That's the early Norse faith, the Druid faith, and the early Catholic faith, which is very different from the modern Catholic faith. Now, each of these religious fanatics, because of their outlook of their religions, they want to lead the company in different directions. And the women are just trying to keep them together. My women are especially strong characters. I do not like dumb women. And in most fantasy novels, the women are the beautiful princess, the evil stepmother, and the witch. Now, mine is the leader, the warrior, and the one with the most common sense who can outdrink all the men.
What is it about the Viking Age that fascinates you?
I've always been fascinated with how power affects people. Now, the Vikings invented the keel of a ship, which allowed them to have lighter ships which would flex as they were sailing on the ocean without breaking apart. This allowed them to be able to sail an ocean-going ship far up a river. Now, the coastal lines of England and Wales and everywhere in Europe was all heavily defended. But up the rivers, they were safe because nobody could take an ocean-going vessel up at that point. However, the Vikings all of a sudden were able to sail up rivers and attack entirely undefended communities and walk away with vast sums of wealth. This was not a power that was given to one person or one family. All of Scandinavia learned these techniques and these inventions, and this, when one entire geographic area suddenly gains power over the other countries of Europe, the result is the Viking Age.
How much realism did you put into the Vikings trilogy?
I put a ton of realism in. I'm a knight in the Society for Creative Anachronism. I know from personal experience, many bruises and broken bones, what you can and can't do in armor. My battle scenes are real because I've been in medieval combat. I know what it's like with arrows flying all over, spears jabbing from every direction, and I don't have Aragorn, Legolas, and Gimli running 14 days across the fields of Rohan in full body armor with no supplies. First of all, nobody could survive that. Second of all, my suit of armor weighs over 50 pounds, just the chainmail. And you could not run in that 24/7 without stopping for long periods of rest.
Well, thanks for being here today, Jay Palmer. This is Haley Dawson, and this has been another episode of Books and Beer. Good night.
Wow.